Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Carina and today I wanted to talk to you about how I get to know a deck and how I connect with a deck. Before we start this video, I wanted to say that I'm not doing this routine for every deck I get in, but for mostly for special decks and the decks I really like to dive into. And sometimes I even do this routine after I have the deck several months or years, and I notice that I want to work with the deck, so I start this routine over. And I may do things that you don't like to do, or things that they are not feel right for you. So just do what you want to do with your decks and how you want to get to know them, and just take this video as an inspiration, basically, to or to see how I do things, to get a new point of view, maybe, or just to watch the video and have some fun. To listen to me ramble and don't know what to say most of the time. But yeah, so I will walk you through the steps. I think it's 6 or 7 steps I'm doing mostly for my tarot decks. And as you see, we are at my altar space today, where I start the process. No, that's not right. The second step is here on my altar, because I already did the first one, because you will know in a second I'm not that patient. So yeah, let's get into the video. I am excited to share this with you today. So the deck I'm using today to show you my routine is the Mystic Masters 2nd edition by Danny Mystic. I will link her channel and her link to the cards down below, even though I'm sure you already know her. I love her channel, and I had to get the 2nd edition from her deck because I love the art, and I love that she has done her own thing on top of the artwork, which was basically there, and so she made it her own and put her soul and heart in it, and that's why I felt so drawn to it, and I'm so excited. As I said, I already flipped through the deck, and my first step when I get a deck, so it's basically, let's say it's arriving day, there are one of two options. Option 1, be patient, film a walkthrough and first impressions, and then continue on to the next step, which I'll show you in a moment. Or rip the package open, take out the cards, flip through them, shuffle them, and be excited about it. And that's what mostly happens when I get the deck, to be honest, because I'm so excited and not patient at all to see the cards and have it in my hands and to shuffle it. So that's mostly how it goes. But it's not bad, and it's, I think, how most of us act when they get a new deck. So yeah, and then either, as I said, I go directly into second step, or I take the deck with me and shuffle it for a long time and flip through the cards and be with it. So it depends a little bit on the deck and how it made me feel. But onto the next step, this is why we are here on my altar space. I will let the deck settle in, basically. Breathe, get it out of its package, be able to get it the space it needs to get accustomed with the energy that is around it now. And yeah, because, you know, sometimes there's this production smell or the negative energies, or it doesn't feel quite right to use yet, and that's why I let it sit here for a while. And also, I don't personify my decks, I think, but the images and the persons, the animals, they became alive in my head, and they live in this world I create based on the deck. So they talk to each other, they interact with each other, and you know, this meme of the guardian angels, when they say, what is she doing? What's happening now? Why doesn't she listen to us? Why? And that's how I picture them in my head, and that's why I find it important to treat it that way. I don't know if that is a kind of personification, but I like to let it soak in everything new to it. And yeah, that's why it sits on my altar space. I basically let it sit overnight, maybe longer some days, or for some decks. It's really a thing how I feel and how the energy the deck gives me. So I already had this here for, I put it there last night, so it's basically a night, and then now I show you the second step. It's the third step. I have my notes here, and it's cleansing, energy cleansing. I do this, so it's not necessary, as I said in the beginning, to do this if you don't feel like doing it. And it's just it makes me feel better, and that's why I'm doing it. And so mostly I use sage, rosemary, or Palo Santo, because these are the things I work with for cleansing. And I use the thing which is currently on my altar, which is Palo Santo and rosemary. And I will cleanse it through the smoke, basically. And let me show you. I have here my Palo Santo stick and my candle. And then I take the deck. I take it. And then basically I put the stick here on my altar as well. And then I just go through the smoke with it. So it's awkwardly to do in front of the camera now. But so the smoke is there to cleanse it. And sometimes you have to light it more, so the smoke will be there. And you can go through the whole deck, and then I give it time, I give it space, I talk to it maybe, say welcome to your new home. And that's what I'm doing for the whole deck. I go through and cleanse it that way. And that's what I will do now. I will not do the whole deck in front of the camera, because it's a sacred space, and what I like to do with the deck. So it's just me and the deck, basically, but you get the idea what I'm doing with it. And then I maybe let it sit for another while, or I take it with me for the fourth step, which I will show you in the next clip. It will be going through the cards again, and I will show you what I do on this step next. So thank you so far, and I will see you shortly. So I want to just quickly say I go through the smoke with every card individually, so that every card gets its greeting and can be enjoyed, basically, and to feel secure and noticed and made it feel welcome. It's not the whole deck I'm cleansing. I cleanse every card, basically, and go through, because I feel like they need to be appreciated by their own, and every single one of it. So that's why it's important to me to do. So yeah, we'll see you shortly now. So now I cleansed the whole deck, and I noticed I forgot to tell you the last step, what I'm doing here on my altar with it, and it's for the box, because the box is where the deck will live in. So it's important for me to cleanse this box as well. So I will go through the smoke as well, and then what I'm doing is I have here a oil which is called Batwings, and I will list the ingredients down below and or on the screen somewhere, and then I will draw a little protecting pentagram here on the, I don't know if you can see that a little bit, on the lid or on any space that's available on the box. And then I will close the box so that the smell stays inside and it can start working. It's magic. And I like a specific smell to my decks, and they feel like they belong to me then when they smell like the oil I'm using. So that's what I'm doing for the last step on my altar space. And now we go ahead and go over to the table, and I show you the next step. Okay, so now we are going to have a look at the deck and get a feeling for the deck, basically. And what I'm doing is I put it back in order because, as I said, I shuffled it already. I put it back in order, and now I will go through the cards one by one, look at them, look at the pictures and what they make me feel. And then also, while I'm doing that, I check for different meanings. So I mean, each card has its meaning, of course, and if it's the same as my understanding is from the card, or if there's a different maybe image or feeling that's provoking me and get me a different approach to the card. And that's what I will do now. And then I will go through the guidebook as well, but first we will flip through the cards. So now the cardstock is a little bit on the thinner side, but as you can see, it's not very thick, and that's great because it shuffles very well, and it feels good. But it's make playing cards cardstock, basically. As you can see, it's quite bendy, but it's usable for me. I'm not a as they say, cardstock snob, so at least when I can use it, it's fine for me. So I think I have only one deck where I don't like the cardstock, and that's the Line Strider Tarot, because it's really, really thin and I don't work with it anyway, so it doesn't matter basically to me. And now, yes, here are the bags, which are pretty. They are not reversible, but I don't use reversals, so for me that's fine. So now let's get into the cards. They are a little bit slippery, but I think that will wear off with time. So now let's get into the cards. So this is the Fool. And I love how the astrological signs are there as well. This is the Magician. Love it. She feels very in tune and don't need much force or energy to do her magic. High Priestess. The Empress. The Emperor. And I love the colors and that you see what the card is about also when you take color theory into account. The Lovers. The Chariot. Ready and determined. Strength. Wheel of Fortune, nice card, and I really like that. So the wheel is not in our hands, or maybe it is. Different ways to approach the card. Justice. The Hanged Man, interesting. Death. That's such a pretty death card. Temperance. The Devil. Nice. The Tower. That looks like the deconstruction. And Terror as well, yeah. The Star. The Moon. Love that card. And the colors. Really, really pretty colors. That's my color palette, which I favor the most. Purples and blues. The Sun. Judgment. And so far it's pretty easy to see the correspondences and the keywords. So now we go into the Swords. Ace of Swords. 2. will check that out. 3 of Swords. 4 of Swords. Just resting there. 5. Interesting choice, but relatable. 6. 7. 8. Oh, and you can see the chains. 9. Dreaming. Dreaming of the little angel breads. 10 of Swords. Oh my. Page of Swords. The Knight. The Queen. And you know, I find it interesting that so many images from all different time periods are so relatable to the tarot, which shows that it's really can be seen everywhere and interpreted by that. That's really nice. Oh, yo. So, yo, what's happening? What's wrong with me? So now we are in the Wands suit, which have this orange and red color palette. 2 of Wands. Oh, so now it seems we are already out. So I checked it out in the guidebook as well. 3 of Wands as well. So 4 of Wands, okay. It's normally I look up a lot of cards from the guidebook just to expand my meanings as well, which is fine to do. And sometimes, I would say most often, I read the guidebook cover to cover as well. 7 of Wands. 8 of Wands. That's funny. 9 and 10. Page of Wands. Knight of Wands. Queen of Wands. Love her. Look at her. She's so pretty. And the King. So now Cups. Oh, I love the blue. Oh, this is a pretty card. This makes me feel, actually. So 3 of Cups. Nice. So there is some nudity, or yeah, yes, it's nudity in the deck, but I'm fine with that. But keep that in mind if you are sensitive to this. 5 of Cups. I just love how she chose the images for this deck. It matches so well to the meanings. 7 of Cups. Yes, and the cups have the blue color palette, so you can easily see in which suit you are. 8 of Cups, wandering off, letting go. 9. Look how his face. And 10 of Cups, like that. So now we have Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Queen. Oh, the queens are just stunning in this deck. And the King. Oh, I love that as well. So now the coins. I love the greens. And as I said in a video before, Pentacles or coins is my favorite suit in the tarot deck. Two of coins. Three of coins. So normally I am taking longer or more time to get through the deck and the cards, but for the sake of this video and so that it's not too long, I will just go through the cards with you and look through them. Six of coins. Nice. 7, 8, 9, and 10. The page, the knight, queen. Oh, she's stunning too. I love the queens. And the king. So this is the deck. I'm really impressed and I'm excited to work with this. So now what I'm going to do is just pull out the cards I wanted to look up in the guidebook. And I'm not reading the whole guidebook to you, obviously. And just so you get a kind of sense how it is described in the guidebook. And there is no physical guidebook, but you get a digital guidebook which you can download, and that's what I have already done. So I will read one or two cards from the guidebook so that you can see that as well. So now my computer does not want to work, as it seems. Okay, here it is. So what do we have? Which card do we have to look up? I would say 4 of coins and the 2 of wands. Oh no, let's do, oh no, we don't have a major arcana. These have been pretty accurate. Okay, so then let's do these 2 cards and I will read you the little snippet from the guidebook. And for the majors you get the element and the astrological sign as well, and some keywords, and then a little bit of meaning. The coins are before the wands, so let's first have a look at the 4 of coins. So it says keywords is possession, stability, and savings. The young gentleman is protective of the money his family has earned and saved, but the older lady assures him that all is well. She has been smart with their finances and does not mirror his anxiety. Ah, okay, I understand. So he's worried and she says, no, stay calm, everything's fine. We have stability. Look at all the money in her lap. Ah, okay, so yeah, totally get it. Nice. And then now the wands. I love how she explains the card to weave into the meaning. Okay, so now we are in the wands suit and we have keywords is our investment, possibility, aspiration. And it says, a soldier looks over the land. He has put a lot of time and effort into building himself up and he feels a true sense of ownership in the life he's creating. Okay, that's a little bit a different approach to what I read with this card normally, but I totally get it and it's relatable, so no issue at all. Yeah, nice. So this is a little excerpt from the guidebook. I will go through these cards as well on the guidebook. And that is basically what I do in step 4, which is going through the deck again and really get to know the images and the symbolism and the cards. Also the persons in the cards. Just love them. And yeah, that's what I'm doing with this little walkthrough. So as soon as this step is done, next step, number 5, will be to go or to take the deck within my journal, and that's what we are going to do next. So that was step number 4, the walkthrough and guidebook. Just love the card. Sorry, I'm gushing over the images. So yeah, I will see you in my journal in just a second. Okay guys, last steps in my procedure for the how to get to know a tarot deck or how to bond with the tarot deck. So the last steps is to go into my journals and make them welcome basically. And what I'm doing is, first of all, I go into my main journal where I put in all the planning and reviewing and my daily and monthly spreads. And what I did, or what I do for new decks, is I create a page for the deck. So it's a kind of welcome spread, and I put in the name, something on the deck, when I bought it, when I have received it, who made it, and then a little bit from the guidebook or from the package, what it says about the deck. And then I pull 3 cards and get a message from them. And this is just to get to know the deck a little bit better and get a feel for it, and to see maybe what message what message comes through before I start working with it. And yeah, just a little bit to spend time with the deck. And that's what I did. So I printed out the cards on my mini printer and glued it in. And then I write here the card names and then the description from the guidebook. What's interesting here is that I got a knight and a queen. And this is really rare that I get this much, or that I get, or most of, what is wrong with me today? So it's really rare that I get that much court cards in a spread. So that's kind of interesting. Also, I think the Queen of Coins is my favorite card in the deck, which is really great to have pulled her out. Yeah, so this is my little get to know the deck, get to know the cards spread. Yeah, that's what I've done so far. And then something that's really cool, what I'm doing is I have this little journal here, and here I put all the tarot decks I have or I want to work with or bond with. And it's the same as the big one, as you can see, just a smaller version. And I basically print out my favorite cards of the decks I have and put them in. And then I write a little bit about the deck and my experiences with it. And as you can see, there are some blank spaces. That's because that's intentional, because I want to use this as an ongoing study of the deck. And that's what I did with Mystic Masters as well. So on every spread there are 9 images. So or 10 images, 9 images plus the backs. And what I'm doing is I go through the cards and select 9 of my favorite cards. And then I copy them and print them out on my printer and glue them in. And then, as I said, just a little bit on the deck, how many cards it has, what's special about it. And then I give it time. And as my experience go with this deck, I will fill in the
blanks. So I hope that this journal will kind of a record keeping for all my decks, what I'm using them for, and how I like them. So this is just a little bit of a art project, let's say, what I'm doing for my decks, and I really enjoy it. And yeah, that's my spread for Mystic Masters so far. And as I'm going, I will fill in, as I said, my experiences and what I use it for and how I like to work with it. So that's step 5. It's simple, but it allows me to spend time with the deck and really dive into the art, because I digitalized the images with my camera, and you see all the details much more when you have it in a program on the computer or on the laptop. So through the lens of my camera, I catch more details and yeah, get to know the cards a little bit better. And it allows me, especially I've done this for the, where is it, for the Wild Unknown. Why haven't I put it in here? I'm not sure. And really I started to see things I haven't recognized before, and the card made sense suddenly, if you know what I mean. So this is a great exercise which I really love to do. So yeah, that's what I did with my journals. A welcome spread in my daily bullet journal, and this art page or art project in my little journal. So that's step number 5. And that's basically it. So let's see, we had step 1, the arriving of the deck. Step 2, cleansing. Oh no, step 2 was giving it space, let the energy align, then cleanse it. Then do a flip through and a walk through, first impressions kind of thing. Check if my meanings align or if I can expand them. And then step 5, putting the deck into my journal. And step 7 would be start working with the deck. So what I'm going to do with Mystic Masters is I will go ahead and use it for daily draws, daily workings, just to get a better understanding of the cards and see what they tell me and what I can learn about the details and the images. And it's a really lovely deck to work with. The exercise or the daily exercise with it, it's really great. So yeah, these are my steps to get to know a tarot deck, or to bond with it. As I said, sometimes I do these steps after a while, after I have the deck for a longer period of time, or if I want to reconnect with the deck, I do these steps as well. I don't do these steps with the oracle cards I get. At least so far, I haven't done it with any oracle deck. But with tarot decks, I do it most often. And I really enjoy these steps. It gets me closer to the deck, allows me to spend some time with it, and really get a feeling for the deck. So yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you for watching, and let me know how you bond with a deck and get to know it. Do you do specific get to know spreads, so tarot spreads? I'm not doing them because I feel like I want to work with a deck as I want to in areas I want to, and I don't want to limit this or get a bad energy from a deck from the start. So that's why I'm not doing the get to know spreads. But if you do, please let me know. And yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.